And gentlemen, it is I. Alright, you guys. Um, I still don't know how this algorithm works because so far there's nobody here. I normally see content creators wait a little bit, and then people start getting on, they start talking. But regardless of that, I'm gonna get straight to it. So here we have Ethereum. All right, coming date, and I'm in Mexico right now, Hermosillo. So Sonora, Hermosillo time. I want you to point out something. I want to point out the market. We had a little drop down because of the S&P 500, but if you look at Bitcoin and Ethereum and XRP, they're all telling you that we're either gonna hold right here or we're gonna end up breaking and falling on more in the next 12 hours. And here's why. So you look at Ethereum in the 1 hour candle. Look how hard it's been maintaining this section right here, which is bullish. Because if you go to your past in the 4 candle, or shade low, if you go to the monthly, watch, pay attention to this. We just pass or try to pass through the last monthly resistance that Ethereum had, which was at 4,631. Now, another monthly resistance that we ended up breaking was this one right here. So right now, what you want to focus on for Ethereum and what investors are keeping an eye on to know is that they have to stay below above this and in between both of these pretty much. You really want the market to stay in here, that way this week we can have this upper chance to maintain where we are and slowly gain up and close some here by the all-time high monthly. Now you go to the weekly. If you go over here, you can see this is where we closed last week, so we want to stay away from that. And that is where this these weeks, so this is the section, this is all telling you right here, like, hey, you want to maintain this section right here for these weeks to still be bullish, even though this crypto thing is always going to be very bullish, to be honest. um but especially Ethereum now, after all these news, after all the banks, after all the companies, governments, banks, like I said, that are buying XRP, I mean Ethereum, whatnot, especially Ethereum. You got Tom Lee mentioned that he's gonna buy Ethereum. So even if it drops down right now and it goes down to, trust me, people are praying, are hoping, praying that Ethereum goes down to the low 3,000, 2,000, so they can buy the shit out of it. I know I'm waiting for that too, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I think the market's gonna continue on. Hopefully, if the S&P, I'm hoping that the S&P falls down, because again, if the S&P falls down, Ethereum, Bitcoin, everything's gonna fall down with it. And again, you're gonna hear, it's at the end of the, it's at the end of the market, have we peaked, blah 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 blah. Remember that around October, November, we have fucking bad months with the market. So if the S&P falls down, crypto will fall down too. You will hear that's the end of it. We're going to all this bullshit. I hope we keep getting bad news. That way the market drops, and I can buy all these fucking stocks like Palantir, Nvidia, United Healthcare, XRP, fucking Ethereum for sure, Bitcoin, prices, whatever, whatnot. But every investor is waiting for that shit. Every investor is hoping that this market goes back down to buy these stupid stocks that have been blasting off. Anyways, back to Ethereum. So Ethereum is needs to hold this last monthly and this last monthly that it broke. This is a weekly here, but again, I'm gonna start from the beginning. Here we have Ethereum monthly. I'm gonna take off my indicator. Round one, round one. So here we have Ethereum's last monthly resistance that we try to break, right? We had bad news with the market with the S&P 500, so therefore crypto followed. We're hanging also above this other resistance, monthly resistance that we end up breaking. So investors are hoping that we close in between this week. So, but if you go to the daily, notice when we have the drop, how we're holding right here, right? Now we're gonna go to the 4 hour candle. You see that right now? That's why early in the video, I had to make a video because I was like, yo, this is gonna be opportunity to go for an easy good trade right here, because Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP are showing you right now. Watch. Let me go to my 1 hour candle. This right here, the fact that Ethereum is holding right there, the fact that we close for candle at 1 o'clock, and it's holding right there. The fact that we close a 12-hour candle at 5 a.m. and it's holding right there. So most likely we're gonna hit 4,520 by 5 in the morning easily. If not, if we hold there still by 5 in the morning, then you could by 9 o'clock or so, you could see the market then testing this lower region and keeping it that way. But um, that's gonna be till later on or whatnot. So right now, you want to see how we close at 1 and where we are at 3 o'clock. Cause most likely, you guys, this is your entry. Watch. I'm gonna go later on with Bitcoin. Why I'm saying this. So look, I'm gonna go to Bitcoin now. Let me go to the monthly. Let me take my indicator off. This is the weekly. So now after the drop, the key points to pay attention to is right here, this section. I normally box it up, but I know with you guys is gonna be too much. I'm gonna shoot the box right now. Also notice how we're hanging above a daily 50 Fibonacci. This is the auto 50 Fibonacci. So notice how it's holding right there. That's very important. Now we're gonna go to the 4-hour candle. Again, in the 12-hour candle, 50 Fibonacci, holding right above it. So that's what I'm saying, that it's important that how Ethereum's looking right now, how it's holding, how where Bitcoin's holding right now. And if this continues, this could be a slight little trend. And notice how Bitcoin still is in the bullish trend. This is the main support after Bitcoin flew up. This is the main area that's been consolidating, you guys. That's all I've been doing. If the market was a really like crazy drop like the S&P, what happened to it, then you would have seen Bitcoin break this, come here to this region, and that's when you hear more of that was at the top for Bitcoin and blah 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 blah. What also can affect it is if this whole Putin, Rush, Trump doesn't really go good by Sunday. If we don't get no tweet or nothing, then you're gonna see Bitcoin dropping this area. Even though we do go up today or whatever, whatnot, you will see it dramatically drop if we get some sort of bad news, bad tweet at the end of this Sunday. Also look to a forward candle. You see how it's still holding there? I'm gonna put all my bullshit up right now, you guys, because it makes more sense with my boxes. Again, even Bitcoin, notice how it's holding. So these are all my boxes. Another thing I want to point out right here, Bitcoin has been on a trend line. Bitcoin has been on this trend line, weekly trend line right here. And guess where it's holding right now? So I'm gonna go now to the forward candle, actually daily. And I'm gonna show you real quick with all the mess that I have. It's right there. See the blue line? It goes all from right here, connection here, and that's where we are right here right now. That's where we are right there. And then you have the daily 50 Fibonacci, the 8-hour candle 50 Fibonacci, and that's what they're holding right there. You have a 4-hour candle 50 Fibonacci and a 3-hour candle. So this area right here, that's where you want to hold, especially in this blue box right here. I'm gonna take this off because I know it's a mess and it doesn't make sense for you guys. So let me now go to a 1-hour candle, and that's what I'm saying. There's gonna be a good trade. Even right here is telling you. And then I'm gonna go to XRP to show you even more bullishness for now. See, there's that blue weekly trend line, bounce, and it's not holding. It's right above the daily 50 Fibonacci. Let me go to the daily. There's a daily 50 Fibonacci. That's what I'm saying. There's gonna be a good trade right here. And then you have XRP also doing the same thing, but it has a 3 candle box on the 12-hour candle, I believe. Watch right there. So this 12-hour candle is gonna finish at 5 in the morning, and look where it's holding. So 3 candle box, it's like over here, this one right here. Third candle needs to close inside to complete the trend, and they'll shoot up, break the 3 candle box, shoot up, and can go with the trend with the move. So when I see these 3 candle boxes, like right here, this is going down, it's normally red, green, red, and then when it goes up, it's the opposite. But that's what, even though it doesn't break, when it does this, the fact that the third candle doesn't break and holds inside, that's something to pay attention, because it'll tell you that the market wants to reverse or it's about to reverse. So you pay attention to the third one, and that's why as it's coming towards the end of it. We are coming to 5 in the morning, and you see where it's at. I'm gonna put my indicator on. So you might have my indicator telling you, hey, there's a resistance right here. This is your bullishness resistance. As you can see, the market has to stay above it to continue on up. The moment it breaks through it and then tries to break through it, that's what this is used for, to tell you where the, if it's a thick resistance, a small resistance, thicker it is, the better it is for the market to handle it and to try to smash through it when it's some little stupid shit like this. So this right now, this could smash through like nothing, but it just, and especially because where again, there's a 12-hour candle and there's a 50 Fibonacci. Look how it's holding up above it too. Let me know now too. You see how it's, you see, here's a 50. I'm telling you, XRP, Bitcoin, Ethereum, I'm telling you, hey, we're gonna maintain some structure right here and we're gonna go up to 5 in the morning. But again, it is in a downtrend. So if we hear bad news tomorrow, not tomorrow, but Saturday, Sunday morning, Saturday night type of thing, or Sunday morning, then you will see, for example, XRP from being at $3.17 or $3.20, you'll start seeing in a wick come back down to 50, and then all of a sudden continue with the, make a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and then higher low, and then that's because the Trump deal didn't get good or something like that. My bad if I'm keeping you guys, for those of you that just jump in and don't know what's going on, hopefully when you guys watch the video, it makes sense. But for now, the market is not bullishness, but it's still, yeah, or bullishness if you want to call it. But just be cautious because of the whole Trump thing. But so far, crypto's good. It's going to do a little push throughout this night. And that's it, you guys. I don't want to make this boring, but we'll see how it goes. Say hi, Hazmat, hi. Alexis Lopez, what's up? Did you just fart, bro? Yeah, I just farted. Mississippi Living, Cardano coin. Oh yeah. You're right. Yeah, it's gonna. They're all doing the same thing. They're all gonna push a little rally. They're all gonna do a little. I normally have to do my shit with it, bro. But let me hop on real quick because it's breaking the 50. I'll cover Cardano later on, bro. I like to do all this bullshit to it that you guys aren't gonna get, but pretty much it's an altcoin, so it's gonna follow Bitcoin, Ethereum. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP are doing that right now. Cardano's doing it too. I don't know how high it's gonna push because I gotta check all the monthly resistance, daily resistance, all that bullshit. But I'll do one tomorrow. Right now, bro, like I said, it should be pumping up. I don't know where your resistance are right here or how far they are. Or let me see. So it's breaking through this monthly resistance. Let me take this off. You have another monthly resistance right here. Take this one off, and it's breaking through that. Yeah, it's not gonna make sense to you guys, so my bad. Weekly. It's gonna be a hard area to pass. But once we break through this monthly, then I get trapped in this area right here. Once it passes monthly, it could hit the 99 again. 50 Fibonacci. Oh yeah, this is Cardano. So this Cardano right here. So my indicator is telling me that this is your entry. These are your targets right here. That's your stop loss, 93. But it really depends on if Ethereum and Bitcoin start doing those pushes right now. Then I can see Ethereum, because look, it's already closed its forward candle right here. And if Ethereum and Bitcoin do that push, like I told you, by 5 in the morning, then Cardano should be at least halfway here. Cardano should be at least at 98. But it's really, you gotta pay attention to Cardano or crypto. Pay attention to Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP around 3:30. Because most likely we're gonna just be bullshitting here. But once we get to 3:30, if by 3:30 we're somewhere up here, then it's gonna start breaking and it's gonna close somewhere here at 5. And then since that's 50% of this drop right here, this is your 50%. It's gonna try to hold it by 5 in the morning. It's either gonna do it or it's gonna get either pull back maybe by 6, 7 and try to break down. But it's important how we hold there. Anyways, it matters really how Ethereum and Bitcoin are holding. It's really matter on them how Cardano and XRP are gonna do. But so far, how Ethereum and Bitcoin and XRP are looking, if they hold where we are, especially around 3:30, then yeah, they could push on up and do that rally that I'm talking about. If they hold where they all are right now, especially around 3:30, they're most likely gonna start pushing on down. And yeah, it just depends on what sort of tweets or whatnot we get tomorrow evening. But for right now, I barely hop on this. I know I haven't done videos for Bitcoin and Ethereum and whatnot, but I'll make sure I'll do some videos tomorrow, hopefully in the morning by 6, 7 in the morning or what you guys are. And sorry if I didn't reply to everybody, but thanks for everybody hopping on. I know this doesn't make sense, so let me take that off.